Squid Game took the world by storm, with over 140 million people watching it, making it the most viewed show on Netflix. It's a genre of battle royale that we have seen in series, video games, manga and anime before. Squid Game is made up of multiple games for players to compete in order to win a large fortune. This is quite similar to that of Tomodachi Game. Tomodachi Game has gone under the radar in this anime season. Honestly, I'm not sure why. It is a high-risk battle royale game and grabs the viewer's attention almost right away. If you like battle royale anime, then you should check out Tomodachi Game. It is one of the better ones. To give you a quick synopsis, the story follows a group of high school students where funds have been stolen for their high school trip. The same group were tricked into meeting up and were knocked out and awoke in a white room where they found Manabu, a weird, creepy mascot. Manabu revealed that one of the 5 friends gathered them here as that person was $20 million in debt. This equates to roughly £122,000 or $153,000. To pay off his debt, they would have to play a series of games. Has this already sounded similar to a particular series? Obviously, this is not exactly the same as Squid Game, but it does share similarities. It is also worth noting that the manga of Tomodachi Game came out in 2013, so quite a while before Squid Game was released. Squid Game was actually inspired by some manga such as Kaiji, but not Tomodachi Game, perhaps due to it not being as popular. The stakes are much less so far in Tomodachi Game. In the game themselves, they do not involve dying, rather the main focus is the psychological aspect of it. Firstly, outside the games themselves, you have the relationships of the group, and who is the one that stole the money from the school, and not only set up their friends, but is also 20 million yen in debt. It plays on this quite well. It likes to keep the viewer second guessing themselves. It does this by not only keeping it unknown, but also showing the thoughts of every player. By doing so, it changes the viewer's perspective. This is unusual for a series like this, as whilst we have the main character of the show almost treats every character equally by not relying on the viewpoint of one character. As for the game themselves, they are not only psychologically straining, but also test the relationships of the group. Each person takes on part of a debt, and certain rules of each game, if broken, can increase their debt. Not only does this restrict them, but it creates tension, as there are sabotages amongst the group, and it makes it even harder to find out who it is. Some criticism I have heard is that the anime does not really give us a background of the group and their relationships. Whilst this is valid, I do think it helps in other ways, as the true natures of a group are concealed and we learn more about them as the games progress. We question the morality of some of the players, to those who we thought were the leaders and the glue of the group, to finding out they have a much darker side to them. Others that seem innocent aren't as innocent as they seem. The games come in a variety, their friendship is tested, the secrets are exposed, and the trust between friends are pushed to the limit. The games themselves are not always explained as clearly as they could be, but once the game plays out, the gist of it becomes a lot clearer. The pacing of the anime is a bit off. I feel the games do not flow that well, and that they perhaps drag on an episode too long. Having said that, the anime loves to end the episode on a cliffhanger. I think cliffhangers tend to make the anime feel better than what it is, as it becomes more addicting to watch almost regardless of the quality. I think with Tomodachi Game, it is a mixed bag in this aspect. I like the content of the anime, but sometimes it feels like the cliffhangers are too false, and this adds to a pacing issue, as it has to reach its cliffhanger conclusion by the end of the episode, and in ways warps the episode's pacing. It is hard to describe Tomodachi Game as a battle royale, as most battle royale tends to be gory and has multiple players dying, but like I previously mentioned, this is not the case. It really pushes the psychological aspect. This is pushed and moulded around multiple different games, and does this very well. In games, it is used to expose true intentions from the players, and once they have been exposed, the next game puts their resolve and whatever trust they have left for each other to the test. The games are clearly well thought out in how they are used, not just within themselves, but how it links to the future games and adds to the story. I've not mentioned any characters' names as of yet, as there have been no reason to single out anyone at the moment. The characters do lack depth and act more like chess pieces on the board rather than anything else. We aren't given enough to grow attached and care about them. However, the main character, Yuichi, is an interesting one. Whilst he still suffers from a lack of character, what he does have is intelligence, equal to that, or perhaps a detective. He plays the game very well, always has a twist for the group, and therefore the viewer. What is really unusual is the twists and moves he makes, which exposes more and more of his secret nature. I will not say too much, as it is a major spoiler, but after certain events it really flips his character on its head. It brings in morality of we the viewer, and if we should like this character or not. It does not give the viewer a clear character to root for. I find this very interesting. I like the idea that no one is perfect, as it is more realistic. But to put the main character in this situation takes some balls. To put him in limbo of a good or a bad person leaves it up to the viewer if they want to back him or not. Not only that, it lacks context, and by doing so we are judging Yuichi and the others only on half stories. Perhaps this is reflective on how we judge others in our daily lives. Regardless, what is obvious is that Yuichi has such intelligence, and with this, shakes up the games completely. Tomodachi Game is definitely an anime worth checking out. I think Battle Royale, high-risk anime appeals to the masses. The anime does obviously have its flaws, and with the show only containing 12 episodes as of right now, there is no announcement of Season 2. I think it does serve its purpose to promote the manga, which is still ongoing. It is definitely going to be added to my manga reading list, which is becoming infinitely long. Let me know what you think of this series if you've watched any of it already. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe if you have not already, as it helps me out massively. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.